On the Regent, in the multiple choice section, you might be given a table or a graph and then 4 equations for your answer choices and asked which equation models that graph or that table. So the only thing you need to do to be able to answer the question is plug in the values either from the table or from the graph into each of the answer choices, into each of the equations in the answer choices, to see which equation is made true with the values that they give you. Let's look at an example. We'll first do one from a table and then we'll do one from a graph. This is question number 13 from the June 2015 Algebra 1 Regent. A laboratory technician studied the population growth of a colony of bacteria. He recorded the number of bacteria every other day as shown in the partial table below. Which function would accurately model the technician's data? And then we have 4 choices. So to answer this question, we're going to plug in the t values and the f of t values into each of the answer choices to see which answer choice is made true when we plug in those values. Let's start with choice 1. So choice 1, we have f of t is equal to 25 to the t. And we're going to start with 0, 25. So we're f of t, we're plugging in 25, and by t we're plugging in 0. 25, is that equal to 25 to 0? 25 to 0 is 1. 25 is not equal to 1, so this equation does not make sense. F of t is equal to 25 to t does not make sense when we plug in these points, so this table cannot be modeled by that equation, and choice 1 will not be the answer to the question. Let's look at choice 2. F of t is equal to 25 to the t plus 1. So we're going to plug in the first point, 0, 25. So for f of t, we have 25 is equal to 25 to the 0 plus 1. And 25 is equal to 25, 0 plus 1 is 1. So 25 is equal to 25 to the 1, or 25. So that makes sense. Let's plug in the next point. We have 15,625. Is that equal to 25 to the t is 2 plus 1. So is 15,625 equal to 25 to the 3? Let's see what 25 to the 3 is. 25 cubed is 15,625. So this point 2, 15,625 does make the equation true. So far so good. Let's try the last point. So now for f of t we have 9,765,625. Is that equal to 25 to the 4 plus 1? So 25 to the 5 is the same thing, 9,765,625. So all of the 3 points from the table, 0, 25, 2, 50,625, and 4, 9,765,625 make the equation in choice 2 correct. So choice 2 is the correct answer to the question. You could also, if you wanted to, you could evaluate choices 3 and 4 and plug in those points, the 0, 2, and 4, plug in those and plug in the f of t points. And you'll notice that for choices 3 and 4, the points do not make the equation true because choice 2 is the correct answer to the question. Now let's look at one with a graph. This is question number 7 from the June 2017 Algebra 1 Regent. Vinny collects population data, P of H, about a specific strain of bacteria over time in hours H, as shown in the graph below. And then we have a graph. Which equation represents the graph of P of H? So to answer this question, we're going to plug in the points that we have from the graph 0, 4, 1, 8, 2, 16, and 3, 32 into each of the answer choices in 1, 2, 3, and 4 to see which equation models this scenario. So let's start with choice 1. The equation for choice 1 is P of H is equal to 4 times 2 to the H. And let's start with the point 0, 4. So P of H is going to be 4, and then we have 4 is equal to 4 times 2, and then H is 0. 4 is equal to 2 to the 0 is 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. And 4 is equal to 4, so the point 0, 4 makes this equation true. Let's try the next point. For this one, P of H is going to be equal to 8. Is 8 equal to 4 times 2 to the 1? 8 is equal to 2 to the 1 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8, so 8 is equal to 8. This point also makes the equation true. Let's try the next point. The next point we have is 2, 16. Is 16 equal to 4 times 2 squared? is 16 equal to 2 squared is 4, 4 times 4 is 16, 16 is equal to 16, so this point also makes the equation true. Let's try the last point. P of h is 32. Is 32 equal to 4 times 2 cubed? Is 32 equal to 4 times 2 cubed is 8? And 4 times 8 is 32, so 32 is equal to 32. And all of the points from the graph made this equation in choice 1 true. Now, we're not going to spend the time now, but you could, if you wanted to, evaluate choices 2, 3, and 4 by doing the same thing, plugging in the y values, their p of h values, and plugging in the x values as the h values, and you'll see that none of the other equations make sense with the points on this graph.